you want to do intro?
Yeah, I'll wait till the morning.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yep, testing 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, testing.
That's actually, the gain's quite high there. I can get a lot of background noise. That's a bit better, yep. That's fine, a bit of background noise is good.
Yeah.
Bit of atmosphere.
Yeah.
All good, cheers. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Sell the sausage.
I did. I think we're on.
Nice easy down up there.
Indeed.
We're on board, are we?
Problem. You know what the problem was? Yeah, no idea. All right, we're back on. We might have had some technical difficulties in the first few overs here. Hopefully you can all hear us on the live stream. I'm your host for the WACA Court, Stevie Howe, alongside Brad Phillips, calling round 3's game, Team Ryno versus Team Nicko. And looks like Nicko is actually going to come on and bowl now. It is indeed. Scotty Brown's holding the ball. I don't think we're going to see Scotty bowl today. But
looks like Nicko's coming in for his second over.
Is his second, is it? I thought it was his first. Yep. Just forgive us, folks, for the
That's a great
couple
shot.
of changes that are necessary. It's a lovely little... what do you call that? Like a chop to the back net. Shot that Justin Coops
It's a great
used
shot.
to play very well. It's a fantastic. It's very satisfying as a batter when you pull that off. Sort of it's a defensive push that goes to the back net, and that's I think a little bit of a rookie mistake there from Keegan Lynch, just trying to cut in front of Nick DeGrease, who had that one, let's say, you would think covered. A little clash in the deflection results in a few runs there.
Looks like Angus has decided to put the big bat away just for the moment, but can hit a ball.
Oh, it's truth, isn't he? Yeah, he's put in the wrong spot. Angus will punish. Just forgive us, folks. Still having a few technical difficulties. We'll keep calling the game as we see it.
Another 4 scored there. Seems to be the shot of this pair.
And finding the corners very, very nicely. 29 on the board with a ball to go. It's, I mean, it's not a blistering score, but 430s, 35 odd will win a game. Just backs away, bangs away another easy 2. Angus Bloxham batting very, very well.
So Nick's had his 2 overs now, looks like.
Get him out the way nice and early. He's assuming the Peter Lewis role of the team. Use the ball while it's fresh, while it hoops. All on a string, as we said in the previous game.
Chris Prescott coming in to have his first over.
Yeah, and going to script really for Team Nicko. We tend to see Chris Prescott bowling a final over to 1 or 2 of these pairs and then having a couple at the final pair. It's a formula that has worked so far pretty well for them, exception of the first game, which they did indeed lose by 4 runs, but you could probably blame the number of extras on all of that, regrettably. Looks like we have Casey Bond and Glenn Gillett Payne gearing up to get in for the next pair. Oh, there's a chance, and there's a lack of communication there. Yeah, a bit of a lack of communication. I think that was an easy run out. Had someone communicated to Mark Rice that Angus Bloxham had indeed held his ground in error. Opportunity goes begging. They need those right now. Team Nicko, they need a wicket. It's well bowled.
Very quick between wickets.
The flicks aren't exactly on point, are they? Bit of a shoe issue there, Brad. You are the man on the shoe today. Oh.
There we go, another 4 scored.
You know, any other batter he'd bowled that to today, that was blocked for a dot. Angus Bloxham somehow creates room and punches that for 4. That's just a sign of a great player. A great young player too. He's only 18 years old. And you expect to see a lot more of him in the coming years. Tom Murray too, no mug with the bat.
Super ball here. Last ball of the partnership.
Wouldn't he dearly love to crack the defences of Tom?
Oh, there's 14.
Oh, that's 14. What a shot. Didn't he enjoy that? Made himself some room.
52, Steve.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
35 from Tom Murray.
17 from Angus Bloxham. It felt like Angus was doing the lion's share of the work there. That Tom Murray with 14 off the last ball. And it's all smiles on the team of Team Ryno at the moment as fist bumps come flowing freely and fast. Those two leave the net. And all the pressure has come off this next pair.
Just as well, we had some technical difficulties at the start because we did say that Team Ryno might struggle to score that 140, 150 against these guys.
Did we?
They've got off to an absolute ripper.
Yep, and we haven't even seen Blair Oakley and Duncan Taylor yet, who have been the two chief destroyers for their side. Maybe they're resting them for the final. They do have 2 wins on the board. You could almost say it's a foregone conclusion that they will make the grand final. In fact, if we just look at the ladder, they're 6 points clear of third place. So unless they went down 7-zip, which looks unlikely now, there's no need to play their big guns. They can take a loss, win a couple of skins, and still be in that grand final with fresh legs. I don't know if that's necessarily how it's going to go down here, folks. We don't necessarily know who they're playing when, but of course if you don't bat, you must bowl. If you don't bowl, you must bat. We have Casey Bond.
Chris Prescott's just come out and Ty Hopes has subbed himself in.
It's going to script. Kyle O'Brien to bowl his second over. Glenn Gillett-Payne, a product of the Balladura Indoor Cricket Club, as is Casey Bond, so they know each other's games very well. Casey is a last-minute into the squad for the injured Keegan Lynch, just misfielding there. Have to figure out who actually came out the last minute for Team Ryno on this occasion, but good opening shot there from Casey Bond. 5 runs off the first 2 balls. We'll be happy with that. Good early no call from Glenn.
Second ball.
It's hard to get used to the concept, isn't it? Second ball.
Great flick.
Being given by the umpire. Glenn Gillett looks to his bench just to see if they agree. It looks like they do.
Yep.
No challenge there. It's a nice little direct flick there. And once again, Keegan Lynch in the thick of it. So the score resets back to 0. Ball left in Kyle O'Brien's over, and he's doing the job for his team so far today. Can't ask for more than donuts. That's what he's delivering. The donut man into bowl. Oh. And he keeps the donut in place. 0 off the over. That's a donut, folks. And with figures of 2 for 2 from 2 overs, Richie Bano here, chew for chew.
And they're going to have to move the score on the next ball.
That will too. It's, I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but of course the first ball of the next over will be second ball. I'm going to say that again. The first ball of the next over will be second ball. And they're bringing on Ty Hopes. Now, I didn't see this coming. Maybe because it's that second ball, and he's got Glenn Gillett-Payne, who, again, no one here can be said at a mug, but I think Ty likes his chances of getting one past the edge of Glenn Gillett-Payne. Here we go. Score must change. And there it is. That's out.
Ty Hopes with a wicket.
Ty Hopes with a
Did
run
have
out.
a chat with him in between games. He was a bit frustrated that after 6 overs he hasn't got one yet.
He said he claimed a run out perhaps in the last over of the last game. So he's got one here with the first ball. Beautiful ripping leg spinner past the edge of Glenn Gillett-Payne. We did actually call that one, Brad. It took a relay throw, however. Not the cleanest throw in the world from Cruz Harper-Connell, but time for the nice safe flick. Scotty Brown made no mistake removing the bails, and the score is on -10. Oh, I've just figured out what's happened. It's the bowling power play. Wickets are worth double, and yes, they sense blood in the water.
Here we go.
And we have another second ball situation here. The wrong un. Oh, and a clean take and a magic flick just might have created another one. So 2 runs scored there. 2 balls to go in this bowling power play.
Ty would definitely want to get a couple of wickets in this over.
At least create a second ball opportunity here. Straight one. Well played. Oh, the flick from Nick de Grease.
The no look facing the wrong way.
Bowling to the lefty. Does he put a wrong in on leg stump? Dot ball to finish. Second ball. First ball. The third over. First ball will be second ball.
Okay.
There you go.
You've lost me, Steve.
Third over. The second pair. The first ball will be second ball.
What do you think on that over? Do you think Ty would have wanted more than 1 wicket?
I think he'd be happy with that. I think he'd be. The score's -6. Pressure is all on the batters. Sure, they've used their bowling power play, but look, we've seen bowling power plays. bowling power plays. There's a tongue twister.
Have you had a beer in between?
Go for it. No, it's all the mocha.
Okay.
The bowling power plays have gone for runs, and we've finally seen a decent, negative over result from a bowling power play. That's another wicket there. Oh, the juggle!
Oh no!
Oh, he's put it down. He's going to be really upset with himself. I'll just say it quietly into the microphone because he's coming back here. He knows he should have taken that one. That was a
take them off your own bowling, wouldn't you?
An opportunity to really turn the screws on this pair. Casey Bond charging, turning it into a full ball now. Is that going to be 5? I think it is.
Yep.
4. Sorry, I beg your pardon. 4. And there's going to be a little bit of dispute here saying that the batsman kicked it. And, I feel for Team Nicko. I think Mark Rice, captain of the side, I think he's currently off the field, which makes it interesting who's the captain in his stead. That's an interesting one, Brad Phillips. If the striker running through makes contact with the ball, albeit accidentally, and then it ricochets to the back net, is it still extra runs?
So it's still in play.
Yeah. Tough one for the umpire to adjudicate because that could be. Not that it's happened on this occasion. That has a potential to be abused.
And if anyone was going to get it right, though, would get it right.
Was, of course. And look, the charging technique working very well here for Casey Bond. He's coming down the pitch every ball. And at the very least, making sure he's making his ground. But he's managed to find the side nets. He's got 11 runs to his name off 2 overs. That's doing what the captain ordered, as they say. 4 runs. The score is back in positive territory. And they'll be very happy with that. Declan Crowder still upset with himself over that drop catch. He knows that's an 8-run turnaround. And this is what I've been looking forward to, Brad.
We talked him up last game.
We
had
did.
a bit of a chat with him in the break there. He's on fire, the young fella.
As his hair would suggest, he's electric.
We call him the human microphone.
We do. See if he can turn it on here. Ooh, takes a bit of pace off.
Oh, here we go.
That took a little bit long getting there. Second effort by Nick de Gries was it Louis Crawford? Sorry, second effort by Louis Crawford, very good. Scotty Brown's looking unhappy.
About the challenge.
He's been doing that for years.
Yeah, he does it all the time, doesn't he?
It's polite dissent, really. It's sort of
he's a nice guy.
He's lovely. Oh, he's warm as custard. I love Scotty. I love Scotty Brown. Good early no call. Look at that fielding. That's out
amazing.
too.
Well done.
That's even better than great. That's magnificent from Declan Crowder. The no-look flick to Scotty Brown, inches from the stumps, and Casey Bond didn't do a lot wrong there. I mean, he took the cursory 1 or 2 steps, immediately reacted to the no and was beaten by the flick. Beautiful bowling here from Keegan Lynch, doing the job for his team.
A little bit of a smile there.
Parents have come all the way down from Bunbury to watch him. Beaming with pride, you can see in the crowd there. Come on, beam. So they can't hear the broadcast, they'll watch it later.
Here we go, here's another chance.
This is out.
Oh no.
No, I think he should have gone. Should have thrown it. I think he realises too. Still, just enough variation from Keegan to put the batsman in a second mind here.
Oh, that's a big hit.
Yep.
7 score
in the slot. It's all right, son. Put it behind you.
Oh, there's a chance.
Yep, not the shot to play. The work had been done by your partner, Glenn. Didn't need to do that. Second ball situation ensues, and for the 3rd time in this second pair, the first ball of the 4th over will be second ball.
Oh, Steve, you've got to get out more.
Game 3, second pair, 3rd over, first ball, second ball. Got it. Who wants to be out anywhere? It's perfect weather for indoor cricket. It is wet, it's cold, it's miserable.
Ty Hopes, I think, coming in for over number 2.
Yeah, no, I think they've just changed their tactics slightly here. Not that there's anything wrong with where any of these guys bowl. I mean, really, it's horses for courses. We're used to seeing Ty Hopes, bowl his 2, or, is it going to be 4 again? We don't know. Towards the end of an innings, 3rd and 4th pairs, we don't usually see him bowl in the first 2.
Oh, that's
puts it down. Tight, tough opportunity, but we've seen him take those before. And once again, Casey Bond with the dance. Very aggressive batting.
There's a chance.
That's going to be out.
Oh,
Brownie, no. Brownie, says Ty. Brownie, come on.
He's got to focus a little bit more on the field again.
It's a
Letting a few through.
second uncharacteristic missed opportunity there from Scotty Brown. I think Ty's frustrated because he knew he had his batter. He knew he had him. Elicited the false shot. Should have made a catch, ended up with 4 runs. The score is on 16.
But there you go, there's a chance.
Go. There's your leggy.
Could you imagine what would have happened if that one was missed?
Yeah, I would have taken my cursory toilet break, I think. I'd rather give a spray than receive a spray from Ty Hopes.
Oh no!
A leading edge miss hit from Glenn Gillip. I don't think he meant to hit it there.
For 14. Is that a 14?
It's 14.
Oh
is it?
no!
Super Bowl. It is. It's 14, and we have had back-to-back Super Bowl 7s. One off Chris Prescott, and the other off Ty Hopes. The 2 premier bowlers for Team Nicko. That's 28 runs out of 77, coming off Super Bowls off the 2 best bowlers, the perceived best bowlers in this team. I think we might have to see things change up a little bit. Take nothing away from Glenn Gillipane. He just hit a 7 off Ty Hopes. I'm not sure that was intent.
I don't think he would have tried to hit a top edge for 7.
No, but it went there. You'll take runs any way you can get them. You'll take wickets any way you can get them. And we saw that early in a previous game with an absolute rank half tracker getting edged by Mark Rice. So look, anything can happen. It's a funny game, indoor cricket. If you just tuned in with us, welcome to Seamer Indoor Sports for round 3, the third of 3 rounds before the grand final of the inaugural 2023 Indoor Bash. Stevie Howell, I'm joined by Brad Phillips in the commentary box for this round match between Team Ryno, led by Ryan Leonard, and Team Nicko, which is led on field by Nick DeGrease, who's had to come in as a last-minute replacement. So we have Lewis Crafford on the bowl now. Oh, good short one there.
Not convincing when only one of your teammates goes up for an appeal there.
No, indeed. Little fella's about to get cleaned up there for a second. I thought we might have some fireworks, but he's okay. Keegan Lynch referring to there on the 2 line. David and Goliath. You get that picture in your head. Somehow escapes with a 4. That's gone for 4.
Looks like these 2
wide Yorker.
These 2 have been given the green light with a big bat. They're having a bit of a wind up on it.
Do you think they've been given a green light?
I think so.
I'm not entirely sure. Cody Hoffmeister and Cam Fawcett here. Cam Fawcett on strike. Saw his brother Josh playing for it's a Team Fonts. Very easy to get them confused. I do apologise if it happens. Just the one there. Cam Fawcett with 2, Cody Hoffmeister with 4, none for 6 off that over. That's okay, they'll take that. Louis Crawford gets one out the way for Team Nicko. The score on 83, courtesy of a fantastic opening partnership of 52 and a couple of Super Bowl 7s. Batting just getting more and more aggressive from Team Ryno as they look set to post another big total, somewhere north of that 140 if they keep this up. And let's not forget that they've still got in the tank, if they so elect to use them, Blair Oakley, Luke Taylor, Duncan Taylor. They can have any combination of those 3. Probably some strategy coming into how Coach Ryno uses his players to keep them fresh for a highly likely grand final appearance, unless of course they lose this game 7-zip. And Team Hully can pull off a 7-zip win over on Court MCG. It looking likely that they will definitely book their place in the final, and they may want to keep some players fresh. Oh, that's good fielding there by Cody. Unfortunately, the throw just wide there. Saved a couple of runs. We'll give him some credit for that. Mark Rice, of course, with the ball in hand, just coming in off a few steps.
Yeah, a bit ginger. He said he had done his hammy and he's hurt his knee. So,
and it shows in the line and length there, just a bit off. An easy 2 there for Cody. Team Nicko, of course, have already used their bowling power play to good effect. -6 off the Thai Hopes power play over. The batting team, we think, still have their batting power play up their sleeve, and with the final 2 batters to come in, whoever they may be, they've still got a Vinny Sandu over there as well. That could be well worth watching well and truly entertaining. In fact, we might get Vinny Sandu over here, seasoned commentator with the ECL, to give us a few bars. See if we can grab his attention. So Mark Rice comes in to bowl a wide. I was about to say the last ball of his over, but he's going to have another one. As my co-commentator takes a short break, we welcome to the microphone a man whose voice most of you will be familiar with if you've ever tuned into some European Cricket League action. The great, the one and only Vinny Sandu. I might even take a back seat to you, mate. How are you?
I don't think you ever take a back seat to anyone. Hey, Steve. And yeah, it's great to be back in town, actually, and really excited to be a part of this concept.
Yeah, it's been great to have you here too. You've spent a lot of your time overseas. You can tell us where in a moment. Been picked up by Team Ryno, I presume in a predominantly keeping role. But
I was watching from Spain, actually.
Yep.
And it was pretty early in the day. I've got to say, I just missed me getting drawn, but I caught the end. I was a bit surprised I went so early, but I think people valuing, I suppose, those specialist positions, trying to get people at the stumps. Yep. I can understand that. And I was a bit rusty with the gloves in the first game. Second one a lot better.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been awesome, and I think our guys, the Pink Rhinos, as we've been calling ourselves, have been pretty solid.
You've done well, 140 odd and 160 odd. That should be a wicket, and it is.
It's close, yeah. I think it's just out, been given.
Yeah, no objection from the non-striker Cody Hoffmeister on that occasion, but some massive scores being posted in a game that, admittedly, some of us in the commentary team have been under the impression would be dominated by ball, given the fact that you have the advantage as a bowling team to bowl your best bowlers. You don't have to bowl a weak bowler as long as you use them as a batter. I mean, we expected that, combined with the second ball rule, as Cody Hoffmeister just wears one in the worst possible area, that we might see a few more wickets, but it hasn't worked out that way.
Yeah, well, it's quite interesting. I think what we're seeing is a bit of old school indoor cricket. I think having to take on runs that aren't perfect. So, okay, that's a chop shot, that's always one. But I think, it's kind of a bit of a throwback rule. I think it's super entertaining. I also think that batters are more willing to try and get value for their shots as well, not limit themselves just to the front court.
Yep.
Pretty nice shot as well, just down and up into the side net. But I think the teams are having success. I think we've had success because we have turned some half chances into wickets, and I think that that's the key, I think. And some of our guys have been just able to come up with a little bit of brilliance at times.
You mentioned earlier you'd be available for some
this is close.
That's a great combined fielding effort there.
It's a really good dive. I mean, I wonder if they'll want to have a look at this. I've been enjoying the video reviews. It's the first time. And I have to say I'm 5 for 5. I actually said I'm happy to take the umpire's fee as well and just umpire it from the floor. But I think it's good as well. You want as many right decisions as possible. And, wickets are hard to come by. I know that the rules are set up for wickets. Wickets are inevitable. But I think that that's kind of engendered a no-fear approach in the batters as well, which has had some payoffs.
Yeah, and made it all that more entertaining for everyone else. Not to say that, for example, a grand final where someone's defending 60 runs and it comes down to the wire wouldn't be even more exciting. But
it could change very quickly. I think fatigue's coming in as well. Playing 3 or 4 games back to back, and these games are longer games.
Yeah,
they're typically around 2 hours in duration.
Yeah, marginally longer. I mean, 96 balls to a regular innings in standard 80-side cricket, 100 in this occasion.
And you throw in an extra,
all the
you throw in let's just say an extra ball and over for a no ball or a wide. So suddenly you're talking kind of 120, and now you're talking kind of a quarter longer. Anyway, this is going to be some spin and pretty well located first ball. Yeah, so I mean, I suppose we're in the enviable position of being the only team 2-0 after 2 games. So probably see a couple of different things. So yeah,
well, I was going to ask you, without giving away the house here,
I can give it away.
The last batting pair, you've got the 2 Taylor boys up your sleeve. You've got Blair Oakley and yourself up the sleeve. I'm not sure if there's someone else on the bench that I just can't see at the moment.
Well, I can tell you it won't be me.
Will it be young Bryden Emmerich perhaps.
Yeah,
closing it out.
I'm not aware because I was when I got told I had the innings off, I took the opportunity to grab a hot dog.
Yeah.
I think we'll be seeing a couple of guys batting during the innings. Probably already have that they haven't batted because we batted the same 8 in the first 2 games. But having said that, we're eking towards maybe 100 or so at the end of this pair. I think it could be a really good game. I mean, probably Team Nicko have a lot to play for here for a spot in the final.
No, not out there. A little noise, but I think it's just...
The thing is that indoor is such a fast game. It's even faster, I think, with these rules.
Yep.
I think re-bowling the extras is a really good rule. I'd actually like to see it at high levels of indoor cricket because it forces bowlers to be a bit less negative. So there's more balls that are in hittable zones, and that's another reason I think that scores are higher than you might have thought. I think that when you bowl a wide, that extra ball you're giving, and on average, 1.5 runs a ball is kind of what's going. So when you bowl a wide, it's not going for 2, it's probably going for like an implied 3.5. So you have to be disciplined, and our guys have been pretty good not bowling too many extras.
I was going to ask you, in the first game, which I haven't really looked at the scorecard, on this court anyway, Team Nicko bowled 18 extras, Team Hulley bowled 15. The result was decided by 4 runs, so you can almost argue that the wides, as we see a wicket here from Mark Rice.
Yeah, Rice just doesn't...
The wides have cost Team Nicko that first game against Team Hulley. They could have had it had they not been so expensive with the ball.
Yeah, it's a fine line, isn't
runs,
it? I mean, almost wides are fine. Almost wides are actually good.
Yep.
But if you flirt with the line too much, it'll get called. But yeah, I just think it's a really good concept to get people mixing and playing together that wouldn't otherwise.
Yep.
And I'm always keeping an eye on what's happening, even though I'm based overseas now. But nice to see a lot of the juniors I've seen and playing with them. And against them. That
surely has to be a big win for this concept, is the fact that we're getting a mix of youth and experience and players from different clubs. I mean, we've spoken about him a fair bit today, young Keegan Lynch there fielding on the, I'd say 2 line, but it's more sort of...
Second ball situation, this is going to be gone.
It's out. It's been
well,
given
he's
out anyway.
hesitated.
Yep,
so...
He was run out anyway, so good bowling there from Mark Rice. That's a 2-wicket over and a much-needed one for Team Nicko.
It's an example of probably with these rules, they're 2 balls that maybe you can flirt with trying to kick it away or get something on it because, if it sneaks inside, you're a dead duck. And I think you know that your partner's running there. So, if he just got a little anything on that, he probably would have been safe.
Jim, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast with Brad before you came on, the concept of using a deliberate wide or no ball on that second ball or traditionally third ball scenario to try and get the run out at the non-striker's end. We haven't actually seen a lot of that.
Yeah, but it's riskier.
On that occasion, that was Mark Rice bowling down the leg side line. It probably snuck in anyway.
Snuck it in, yeah. So that's what you're trying to do then, more than bowl a deliberate wide. I mean, obviously, even if you run someone out off the wide, you can still have to bowl it again, right?
Yeah,
so
true.
I think... Oh, nice acrobatic piece of fielding, but not able to make the run out. I think
over there.
You've got to hand it to Ricey there. He's bowled really, really well. 3 for -1.
Actually,
not bad figures.
Was that the batting power play that we just saw? Oh no, it's the Super Bowl. It was given 4. So you can't use the power play in the final over of the pair.
That's
I don't believe you guys have taken it yet. Do you happen to know whether you...
No, I wouldn't believe so. And I think this is a good pair. I think they're trying to bat Dunks and Blair Oakley here last, just because they batted first, just to maybe get a feel of batting last. They batted really well batting first.
Oh, we saw 66 runs in the last game.
Yeah, they've been smashing them. And we even talked, and they didn't even take the batting power play. We were trying to encourage them to take it. It worked out well because then we were able to take it batting second. But I think they will probably target it maybe 3rd or 4th over. One of the things with taking the batting power play later is that you are normally running into guys bowling their 3rd and 4th overs. So they're, if you like, they're specialist bowlers. So it can be a tricky one. But it's been a good comeback from Team Nicko.
Just on that note, we have seen a couple of scenarios where they've delayed taking the batting power play and then they end up having to take it in the 19th because they can't take it in the 20th, which means the bowling side gets to choose their bowler for that. Or in a weird way, they go, well, I've got Chris Prescott and Keegan Lynch left or something like that.
Well, you can't have the batting power play, bowling power play same over, correct?
Correct. Yeah,
So I've got a question for you in a minute. As Prescott in, bit of traffic.
If you're about to ask me how to interpret the rules, I don't know.
I was going to say, well, if neither team takes their batting power play or bowling power play, and you get to start of over 19, well, what do you do? There you go.
Maybe you can take them at the same time
Yeah,
because it's double wickets and double runs.
I thought you weren't, but yeah, it's an interesting one. But I think it's a cool idea.
It's not going to happen here, of course, because Ty Hopes has already bowled the power over.
Surprised that he was the one. I think the 4 over rule is pretty much the Ty Hopes rule, so he can bowl 4 overs. See, now we're going to have a run out.
There's a flick. We've been waiting for it all day, and we've finally seen the trademark Ty Hopes left-handed, casual as you like, flick to the non-striker end for an easy run out there. Duncan
This is just a
Taylor
clear lack of eye contact between the batters. I think Blair watched where the ball went, was oblivious to his partner running through.
Yep.
And so, yeah, good finish, well executed as well.
He's a quiet reserve chap, Duncan Taylor, isn't he?
What's that?
He's a quiet reserve
He
chap. Can hit a ball. But he's not exactly one.
They're quiet achievers, but they crunch it.
Oh,
no.
Great fielding from Keegan Lynch there. Nearly took an absolute screamer of a catch.
Yeah, someone like Keegan, it's a great experience for him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it's been the same team as guys like, you got Ty Hopes, Nick de Grice, what a front court that is.
Yeah.
You know, for me, this team, Nicko, they're pretty formidable. I know they lost on the last ball in the first game.
Yep. Probably have themselves to blame.
Potentially, I mean, a lot can still happen, of course, but potentially this could be a preview for the final.
A lot of static just then. When you put your phone down.
As we still need to be a bit
hitting those.
We still need to be a bit careful because you got Team Hully over there, who are 6 points behind us. If they were to win 7-0,
which looks. Yeah, I won't say likely, but there's certainly they've given themselves every chance. The scoreboard so far from Team Fonts is 23, 11, 8 and 11 so far in the final pair with a few overs to go.
I mean, our 52 is looking pretty good for a point.
You would think, yeah.
But,
I was going to ask you this next, is there a point that you go, well, we're going to make the final, we've won that skin, we've got that point, whatever it is, take your foot off the pedal?
I mean, you never take your foot off the pedal, but I think we definitely with our tactics, we certainly have had the luxury of trying a few things this game. And you feel like we should have enough of a buffer, but you just got to be a bit careful. I mean, if I was Team Nicko, I'd probably send out whoever they think their best pair is first up, maybe take that batting power play, try and get that skin. You want to try and take every single point possible.
Yeah.
If they were... Team Nicko.
Now direct hit would have had him, I think. Back foot, Blair Oakley.
But one thing I noticed commentating this compared to commentating outdoor cricket, and I normally commentate a pretty fast-paced outdoor cricket. This is just so quick.
Oh yeah,
you got no time at all. His hopes, he gets drilled for 6. There's a chance, but gets home. And so he hasn't had the rub of the green with some of these back netters, has he? Ty Hopes. It's a brave shot.
He's been dispatched a couple of times. We've seen, I think, as his third, fourth if you include the one that ended up turning into a wicket. But
it's pretty well played.
But they're hitting him. They're having a go.
End of the over. So, I might hand you back to Brad then.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Vinny. I know you've got a job to do out there, so I'll get you ready for the fielding innings, and
I'll get ready. So I've probably got a solid 20 overs keeping ahead. I just realised that I'll probably be keeping. I mean, if we do make the final, it's 80 overs keeping. It's like the good old-fashioned day in the field, isn't it? Except with smaller breaks.
And you'll be bowling as well, of course.
I will be bowling because I haven't batted. I did bowl in the last game. They took the bowling power play when I was bowling, which wasn't something I was expecting. But I think it made them too scared to play shots, so it worked out okay.
But yeah, that's how you hide a bowler, hey?
Haven't played in a while, but yeah, no, I think it's great. Thanks for having me on.
No worries, mate.
Hopefully everyone is getting ready for a big season. I'm always watching from afar, even when I'm not here, keeping an eye on things, and it seems like we're in a really good place. All right.
Thank you, Vinny.
My pleasure.
We'll get you back into your team huddle, getting ready for the field as we welcome back Brad Phillips to the microphone. We've got Chris Prescott bowling the 18th over. And amongst all that conversation, I'm not entirely sure whether the batting team have taken their batting power play for this over or they're saving it for the 19th. It's just the one there and just the one given. So If our maths are correct, there's a batting power play to come, which will have to be taken in the 19th over. Brad Phillips, welcome back to the box.
Thanks, Stevie.
Blair Oakley on strike here. Chris Prescott bowling his third over, so he will close it out in the 20th. And not entirely sure if Ty Hopes has actually bowled out or whether someone else has got an over up their sleeve. It's been a long day so far. Could be Kyle O'Brien, actually. Might still have one up his sleeve. Of course, it would be wonderful if we had a live scorecard to check this kind of thing. We're trying to keep track of it mentally. It's a bit tough sometimes, but makes it all more entertaining. The score just wobbles over the 100, so they've lost a bit of momentum from that earlier prediction of 140, 150 odd, and we could end up with another one of those sort of, 120 odd scores that we know Team Nicko are capable of chasing down. End of the over there. 2 for 29 from Chris Prescott. Again, we're not sure if that's 3 or 4 overs that he's bowled. I'd say it's probably his third over, so he's gone for a few. Let's not forget there was a Super Bowl 7 in there, end of the first pair.
There was, Stevie.
Lovely shot.
Looks like Hopes he's coming back for another over.
Yep.
He looked pretty frustrated at the end of that last over. I think there was a few chances.
Batting power play. The signal comes in from the umpire. It's the indoor version of the power play. It's the wave of the wrist in a circle as opposed to a wave of the arm. As we see Ty Hopes on camera now. That's him, fellas. And ladies and gentlemen. Ty Hopes, ball in hand. Mark Rice coming up to take the sticks. Declan Crowder moving to the 2 line. To apologise earlier, I got my Declans confused. Declan Crowder, of course, is from the Striker Leeming Club. Not Bouncer, it's Declan Wasland that plays for Bouncer. Not in this tournament. It's a great ball.
Great take from Bruce.
The catch has been given. I think he probably would have been stumped as well. It's a few bodies in between ourselves and the keeper's view there. But look, a wicket nonetheless. It is the batting power play, folks, so double the runs are on offer, and with Ty Hopes bowling you might see these two have a bit of a charge, dance down the pitch, and Ty Hopes responding accordingly, dropping it short as he has on that occasion.
Oh no.
Oh, now
that was
it's been given. He's going to have a review. Well, was he caught in two minds, or was he spooked by chatter in the field there? Young Keegan Lynch has done the job, albeit under review. Brad, what do you see?
Have they challenged that?
He's definitely challenged. Blair Oakley went straight up with the hand.
I'm trying to work out what he thinks. I think he was out of his crease.
It was beautifully taken by Keegan Lynch. He probably could have gone either end. He hesitated initially, thought about the keeper, then threw the bowler's end. And umpire Was Cochran gave it out straight away.
Are we going to be able to see it on this angle?
And it looks like it's been given out. Declan Crowder has just given a little applause above his head to indicate good decision.
Great composure from the young fella.
Score falls down to 92. They were over 100 a minute ago.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. Well, Declan. Duncan Taylor there, just giving up on the run halfway through. I think he knew he was cooked, direct hit or not. Of course, there is a saying about running between wickets in cricket. It's never give up. You never know what's going to happen. In fact, I do remember a wonderful moment you and I had at Nationals many years ago, playing against New South Wales, I think it was. And I was on a third ball. I played and missed. You've taken off. You've obviously given up halfway down. I hadn't even taken off. The throw has gone to the bowler's end. I start walking. The ball is basically over middle stump. The receiver drops it, fumbles it, goes between his legs, turns around, and I then decide to take off halfway through my run, and I was run out by an inch in the end. Just goes to show you never know. There's another wicket.
I tell you what, this has been a very solid over.
So,
what's he got? 8 for neg 3 so far.
No.
So we called it. He'd gone his first 6 overs of the day without taking a wicket, and this game has ended up with 8 wickets.
Oh, yes, of course. 3 of those are double.
Correct. Yep.
So it goes down as a double wicket for Ty Hopes. Oh, no, sorry. They're not double because it's a batting power play. So he's taken a double wicket in his first over, which was the bowling power play. He's bowled to the batting power play, taken another 3 wickets there. And young Keegan Lynch has gone to round out the innings. So I was mistaken earlier about Pip. He didn't have an over left. It's Keegan's going to close it out. 77 runs on the board. Power plays are all used up. And Duncan Taylor and Blair Oakley are going to need some big runs here.
I have to say Team Ryno wouldn't be overly happy with where they're at the moment based on how they've played in the last couple of games. So looking for something big off this over. They're going to have to get something up into the positives.
Yeah, they're on -4 at the moment. This ball moving away. Nice easy 2. And just while we're getting some score updates on the other court, Team Fonts have 50 about to become 45 on the board for their final pair. So that's the point that they need to get into finals contention.
All right, so these boys are right back at 0 now, starting again.
Yep. 3 balls to go. So far, so good from young Keegan Lynch.
Disciplined play there.
I've got to say, I kind of expected a bit more of a swing of the bat from these two with a few balls to go and not much on the board. He's going to get a wide there. Do you think it's possibly, as Vinny predicted, that they might just not take the foot off the pedal but just do nothing silly, don't risk injury and so forth? That's a great nut. Found the outside edge of Blair Oakley's bat, but maybe get that point, make the final, keep your guys on ice, go hard.
I don't think any of these guys possess the skill to go easy, do they?
We'll see what he does with this last ball here. Keegan Lynch to Duncan Taylor. Oh, it's a textbook 3. Duncan Taylor, lovely shot. Double it up, 6 runs, and that is the over and innings for Team Ryno. A bit of a topsy-turvy all over the place roller coaster there, Brad Phillips. We've got a 52 opening pair, followed by 25, 4 and 11. Nothing to write home about. 92 runs on the board, and I think Team Nicko will favour their chances of chasing this down. What do you say?
I reckon that's history would show that all the teams that's the lowest score that I think that we've seen on this pitch so far today. So
yes, I think it is. I think in one of the other games there was a lower second innings score. I'm not 100% sure of that yet. But on the other court, we've got Team Fonts with 87 on the board. Team Hully will need to win that 7-zip, you would think, and hope. In fact, they need to win 7-zip and hope that Team Nicko don't pick up more than 3 skins, which you think with 3 skins under 26 they're going to do. So just a quick break between innings here as we see a couple of substitute players come on for Team Ryno. Luke Taylor, Vinny Sandhu and Bryden Emmerich have all jumped onto the court, and of course they will be rotating their fielders around as required, giving them the necessary breaks. We will see bowling from Luke Taylor, Vinny Sandhu and Bryden Emmerich because they of course didn't bat, and they've got 92 runs on the board to defend. And the question here, Brad, is do Team Nicko go with the same rinse and repeat batting order?
Well, it's tried and tested, isn't it?
Indeed, it has been.
I think they've batted pretty solid today, and each time they've scored more than that, so I think they need to go with the same pairs. Maybe they're changing it up. Let's see.
It's more of the same. Andy Batiga and Lewis Crawford to open the batting for the 3rd time today for Team Nicko, and another 30 or 40 will be very, very welcome from these two. But as Vinny predicted, Brad, do you think they're going to have a crack at that skin? Put it out of doubt? Use a batting power play?
I think you'd first have to go with a solid start. I think that these guys obviously need to win rather than getting skins, so that's what they need to do. 52 is a big score, but I mean, I think you'll see by the end of 3 overs if they're going to have a go or not.
Well, Andy Batiga is certainly very capable. Louis Crawford, no mug with the bat himself. They've done well so far for their team the first 2 games. Got themselves off to a flyer. Well, a solid start at least. Good solid 30s in both games. And, I take it back. The first game they were 23. They got 38 in the next game. So they're improving.
So
That's the important thing. They're building. They're building us, and we might see a 40-something plus here. Blair Oakley with the ball. Didn't bat on that occasion, so he will definitely be bowling 2 overs here. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Of course he batted. He just came off batting, sorry. But he's going to open the bowling. So who's your pick for the 4 overs? You've got 2 bowlers that can bowl 4 overs. You'd think Blair might be one of them. Luke Taylor, perhaps? That's good enough. Blair Oakley, of course, captain of Team Ryno. All-Australian representative World Cup junior player. Lovely little change up there, back of the hand. Squeezed away for 2 runs.
Excited to see some of the work behind the stumps this innings. Vinny will be jumping all over the place.
I'm disappointed I didn't see him bat because I was looking forward to a couple of dives, but even if he doesn't bat, I still reckon we're going to see a dive or 2 out of Vinny Sandhu, who earlier joined us in the commentary box, fresh from his stint overseas with the European Cricket League, where he's very quickly making himself, making a name for himself in that field. Hopefully one day we might see him commentating cricket here in Australia. Coined the phrase Maximo, of course, for the 6s that you see in the ECL.
Known worldwide now.
Oh, known worldwide. He's Mr. Maximo, as they call it. The iconic pink jacket. Today it's the iconic pink T-shirt. The team colour was supposed to be purple. I reckon Vinny Sandhu had a say in the uniform committee for today's matches, I should say. But geez, you can't miss it. It's a striking colour. I actually love it. They look good. Bryden Emmerich coming into bowl. He may also be a bowler of choice for the Magic 4, bowling to Andy Bottega. 7 runs on the board. It's been a good start. Just tucks that off his hips for 2. Well played. Oh, beg your pardon, just 1. Oh, I don't think Andy Bottega liked that. He's indicating I middled it. I middled it. I think Duncan Taylor agrees. He got a little bit of bat on that at least. Well fielded there by Luke Taylor, keeping that to a dot. Nearly a ran-out opportunity. Yeah. Looked pretty good. Might have had a little bit of leg on it, but it was mostly bat. Cody Hoffmeister. No, sorry, that's Tom Murray there. The slight misfield, allowing the single. And if you take it back on strike. That one was definitely off the leg.
I don't think he was claiming that one off the bat.
No, happy to wear that one on the leg. Another single. Score just trickling along. Ooh, there's some intent.
Yep, nice shot.
4 scored there. Louis Crawford not holding back anymore. 14 runs on the board on 2 overs. It's going to plan so far. They don't do anything silly, Team Nicko. It's only 90 odd that they're chasing. 25 a pair will do it. They're 14 off 2.
I don't think they're going to be going for this skin, mate. I think they're just going to get themselves into a nice start and set it up for the rest of the team.
Cam Fawcett, it appears, is going to be the bowler. Indeed it is. No indication from the batters as to... Actually, they may not have been given the licence, you're right, to choose a batting power play when they feel like it. You can usually sense it's coming because the batters will be in heavy consultation, waiting to see who picks up the ball. Cam Fawcett to Louis Crawford. Here we go. That's decent. Good length. Right in the block hole. Good pace. Been around a while. Cam Fawcett, a regular at the Striker Club, along with his brother Josh. Very capable all-round cricketer. Wow.
Oh,
there's some intent there. Oh. Ooh, now. Missed opportunity?
Absolutely.
Taylor be kicking himself there. Probably, dare I say, caught a piece of the zip, the entrance zip there, which took a little bit off the ball there. Good early no call.
I think Andrew Bottega had given up on that. He'd put the head back.
Yep. No, I think when he saw it die, he realised he's been let off there. But let's not forget, Scotty Brown put a couple down. So, swings and roundabouts. Oh, there's a short one there. Oh, now what's happened here? Possibly flicked a finger on the way down. It's hit the stumps, but not claimed by the bowler. So, just a single.
I'm sure Scotty Brown will be pretty happy with you reminding everyone about his drop catches, Stevie.
Down the note, let me send him a quick text. Andy Bottega again playing leg games. He's gotten 2 for that one. If anything, out of all 3 shots, that one looked like it came most likely off the knee, but it's been given 2. Fair enough. 8 runs from that over, and again, it's just ticking along slowly, nicely. Nothing silly. Andy Bottega managing to find every part of his bat and part of his knees and shins.
All right.
Oh,
we
here we go.
Vinny Sandu.
Vinny Sandu wobbles his way up the pitch to grab the ball.
Mr. Maximo.
Now, of course, folks, if you're listening, Vinny Sandu coming on to bowl here, coined the phrase Maximo as a commentator in the ECL. If we see one go to the back net here, I'm sorry, folks, but you're going to hear one out of me. Starts with the leg side, and that's going to cost him 2 runs and a re-bowl.
Change sides.
Immediately rectifies the intended action. 2 on legs. Oh, and he's had a crack. Oh, and a great effort there from Tom Murray, coming from absolutely nowhere. Probably just an inch short of scooping that one off the ground. That would have been a fantastic catch. He throws that one down with some venom, Vinny Sandu. Goes for a nice soft 2. Score rockets along to 30. Andy Bottega looking to cash in here. No, it's a catch. I nearly got to call it. He missed by millimetres. Andy Bottega pops that one into the corner. Of course, you can't see it on the replay, folks, because it's the opposite corner of where our camera is, but that one just hit the side net before the back net, an inch to the right, and that would have been 7. Unfortunately, it's dropped for Luke Taylor, who makes up for his earlier mistake to claim the catch and send the score backwards 5 runs. Oh, has the skin turned? Ow.
With that shot, there would have been a chance for the skin.
They indeed would have been. It's a, let me think, 12-run turnaround. As Duncan Taylor just wears one on the foot there and has a little laugh in some pain at his playing partner. And that's Andy Bottega doing what Andy Bottega does best.
He's hit a couple
lovely
right out of the
crunching
middle.
drive. Yeah, that was out of the middle. Past both outstretched feet. Beat both fielders for pace. Back net for 5 runs. Restores the lost wicket. And that's interesting. You just you may not have picked that up on the microphone, folks, but Chris Prescott from the galleries called out to the batting team to take the power play. Unfortunately, they can't do it because it's the last over of the pair. I think they smelt blood in the water, should have gone for the skin, but it's not going to matter. If they come away with the win, they'll be in the final. And for Team Hully to upset Team Nicko,
I think they might have been taking that power play in order to try and get the skin, Stevie.
Yeah. We're just going to go offline for a minute while we try and fix it. The game should still be streaming. Hear the court.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Testing. Well, apparently we're not coming through at all. We can get the court noise, which is probably being picked up by the camera, but we're not coming through at all. We can hear each other fine, but apparently we're not coming through on the picture. They can only hear the court. They can't hear any commentary. That's us now. Yeah. This is live. Oh, it does work. All right, folks, if you can hear us, it looks like we are back up and running. Again, I do apologise. I'll just test my partner here, Brad Phillips. Can you hear me, Brad?
Yes, Stevie, can you hear me?
I did. Now I lost you. Do it again. Hang on. 1 2 1 2. I'll just turn you up in my... Try that.
You got me now, Stevie?
I do. We're good.
We're back on.
Yeah, I think we're back on. Vinny Sandy coming into bowl now. The score is...
That's a great shot
it's a
from
lovely
Scotty
shot.
Brown.
I was going to say 8, it's moved on to 12 now. Of course, Scotty Brown, Vinny Sandy, no strangers to each other's game, having opened up the batting for Seamers and Vets and WA and so forth for well over a decade. I'll say probably 2 decades.
Cruz has been playing that shot brilliantly today.
He has, hasn't he? He's building the score back up nicely. Moves on to 14 now. No run there. Overcalled. Pair on 14. Vinny Sandy with figures of 1 for 17. That's his day done. Back behind the stumps. Score is 45 after 9 overs, apologies. Chasing 92. They're halfway there with a little over half to go. Funny game, cricket. Doesn't matter what you chase sometimes. These guys like to make it close. It's like Luke Taylor's going to come in to bowl the last over. And they can't use the bowling power play, of course. It's the last over. First ball, second ball. I'm not going to go into it, Brad. I'm just going to say that this one they must score off. Luke Taylor into bowl, Cruz on strike. Oh,
There he goes again.
wow. Absolutely gorgeous shot. Just that inside out, you know, playing on the onside for 3 like that. Beautiful shot.
He's been batting very well today.
He's got 16 of the 17 runs for this pair. Scotty Brown on strike.
Wow, that was great fielding.
Yep. He could have gone either end, to be fair, but had the presence of mind to go the safer bet of his own end. Little pat back to Vinny Sandu there. Great fielding by Blair Oakley on the legs. Not sure Scotty Brown could have done too much more about that. He thought it was past him. Poor Cruz. But Connell pays the price on that occasion. There's that shot again, this time fielded. And Cody Hoffmeister on the 2 line, well done. They're taking that shot away from him. That little shot off his legs through the V for 3. As you see, Cam forced to straighten up.
Another down up from
Yeah,
Cruz.
lovely. Any bit of width, gone. 2 runs. Score still remains on 45. Final ball, super ball. Scotty Brown on strike. You would think a safe 1 or 2 here. I can't see him really going for any more than that. They come back to the back net to protect the skin. It is 12 required, so he's going to have to hit a 7. I don't think he's going to have a crack at it. Surely not, Brad. No. Turn around the corner for a dot ball. Dot ball, early no call, not worth the wicket, says Cruz, and probably wise in the end from these two. They've got half the score, halfway mark. Anyone's game. Looks like we've got
Kyle's in.
Kyle in with Declan Crowder. Kyle has been, I think both of these guys have been batting beautifully. It's the same plan from these from Team Nicko here with the same batting pairs each game. These two coming off the back of a very strong partnership in their last game. In fact, their first 2 games, they both batted really well. Kyle O'Brien in particular. Except for that one moment with Aaron Todd, but hey, we need some entertainment in these games. Things to make it exciting.
He did fight back well the very next ball. Did the plane down the pitch. He did.
Bryden Emmerich come back on board for Team Hully. Looks like Casey Bond is on the court as well. Angus Bloxham with us, so haven't quite figured out who's taking the break yet. Looks like Luke Taylor has come off. And Duncan Taylor. 2 Taylor boys are off. Bryden Emmerich back on. It's Duncan. I beg your pardon. Duncan Taylor to bowl. Here we go.
Where Oakley?
Oh, sorry. Of course it is. I'm looking at the back of him, and a little communication area. He's going to have a look at it. He wants to have a look.
That's going to be a close one, Stevie.
Look, when you're running to Waz's end and it's right in front of him and no obstruction, he rarely gets it wrong. This will be...
Kyle went up straight away, though.
Well, yeah, I think he's just more frustrated that there was a little miscommunication there. Great fielding effort there from Team Ryno. Beg your pardon, Blair Oakley, of course, was bowling. I was right when I said Duncan Taylor was off the field. And that's what we want. Wicket first up. Assuming it is not overturned, we're having a look at this in slow motion. And it has been confirmed as out. So Team Nicko lose a review. They start with a wicket off the first ball, so -5, and the score moves back to 40. Still no cause for panic. Play every ball on its merits, and you'll get there. 92 the target to chase.
That's a great shot.
5 scored. He's undoes the immediate damage that was done by that first wicket run out. Lovely shot from Kyle O'Brien there. Oh, wow. Got away with that.
Jeez, has that nearly gone through the stumps then, Steve?
We've seen it happen.
Measure that?
We have seen it happen. Ball's going through the stump somehow. And not on that occasion. Declan Crowder trying to get all over top of that one. Has got away with it.
Delivery.
Yep. Changing sides now. He's mixing it up there, Oakley. I think he would have made it back. Wide given. He's going to have to re-bowl it, so...
Always get confused when you bowl a ripper delivery and then you change it up.
Keep the batsman guessing. I don't know. You are right, though. You often have a coach say, well, you beat him once, bowl the same ball again.
Correct.
But then again, you bowl the same ball 3 or 4 times in a row, and I don't care how good it is, someone's going to figure it out eventually and put it away. So, not on this occasion. 2 scored off that ball, and this will be another 2 here. Now, I was kind of expecting Vinnie Sandy to do some sort of diving acrobatic rolling stunt there, but I think he might be saving it for the last game.
He's getting older too, Stevie.
He is getting on a little bit. Sign of greatness, lack of hair. So 5 runs off that over. 2 overs gone. No, 1 over gone. Again, confusing to keep track of these 5 over partnerships, but 1 over gone, 5 runs off it. Nothing to sniff at. Looks like Angus Bloxham's coming in for his 2nd over. Kyle O'Brien on strike. Face the first ball here of Angus Bloxham's 2nd over. Here he comes. Straight to Tom Murray, who turns and has a ping. Probably lucky he didn't hit, because there might have been an overthrow there. Declan Crowder hadn't moved, so there was no chance of a run out. I'm going to get a single here.
So Team Nicko are going to have to just sort of knuckle down a bit here and get some runs on the board. They've fallen behind a little bit now. And that's the way to do it.
Yep. Just like that. Yeah, interesting to see. You would think Ty Hopes will come out and bat unless he's mysteriously been injured, but depending on what they need, do you risk Mark Rice given the state of his leg? He did bowl, so he doesn't have to bat.
I can't imagine he would be coming into bat with a bad hammy.
They don't have that all-important skin yet, that one point that they need to make sure they got a good chance. As we look over to the other court, Team Hully have all but cleaned up that first two skins. They've got 2 skins so far, and they're in the third pair chasing 8. So they're on track to get a win. They're 2 points behind Team Nicko on the ladder. So Team Nicko... Well, actually, Team Nicko need to win. They need to win. If Team Hully win, there'll be a final between Team Hully and Team Ryno. Team Ryno are already in the final. They've won the first 2 skins. So they could, in theory, take the... In fact, they can actually dictate destiny here. They could control the fate of who they play. Well, if somehow Team Nicko get up and win with 2 skins, and Team Hully win with 3 skins, Team Nicko will go through. If Team Hully win with all 4 skins, and Team Nicko win with 2 skins, then it'll be a tie, and it'll come down to...
Steve, for the people that are watching, I think you've just confused
It'll come down to runs. It will come down to runs and wickets, because they'll be tied on points and tied on skins. So it's very interesting how it could work out. But
Steve, you just go through that again for us?
Well, it's the third ball of the first pair, which is second ball from the guy's fourth over.
That's a great ball. Oh,
gee, they get rid of it so quick, don't they? Sorry about that, folks. I think I just gave myself a nosebleed trying to work out what might happen. The various scenarios on offer, as always is the case in the penultimate round of a tournament before the grand final. Vinny Sandy with a nonchalant tap onto the stumps, as Vinny Sandy can do.
And Vinny will tell us about it after the game as well.
Most likely he'll give us a little subtle reminder. Cody Hoffmeister, of course, the bowler here. Around the wicket to Declan Crowder. Smiles at both ends.
It's a great shot. Oh, well fielded.
Very well fielded. Casey Bond there on the 2 line. Would have been interesting with a direct hit. Possibly. You never know. That's what makes the game fun. That's what makes your investment in third umpire technology even more exciting. The fact that you get to watch it again. It's a loose shot. That's a loose shot. Well, he won't be happy with himself, Kyle O'Brien. It was 6 on any other ground except for an indoor one. And unfortunately, he's getting instructions from his teammates at the back just to settle it down a bit. There's 2 overs to go in this pair. The score is on 60, so they're still well placed, Brad.
Yeah, I'd have to think that if you've got Ty Hopes and let's say it is Ricey coming in as the last pair, I think they're going to get themselves over the line here as long as they play smart. But then, as per your
concern,
how you're trying to work things out before, I'm still confused who's going to get through, Steve, based on both Hully's team and Nicko's team winning.
We know Ryno's in. That's a given. And discounting the results of these games that are going on right now, Team Nicko is 2 points ahead of Team Hully. Fielding by Tom Murray there, and the stump pieces go flying. Lose a bail cap there. Cody Hoffmeister knows exactly where that goes. Puts it back into place, and no harm, no foul. Then Gillett Payne going around the wicket on this occasion. Now that's oh no, confusion here. Lack of talk in the field, and they get away with it. Both players caught napping at the same end, but no run out results, just a single.
That's a great shot.
It's a great shot. It's a lovely shot. It's
Just
unusual,
over textbook.
unusual action, isn't it? It's I'm sure the arm is coming from right over the top of the head. Even takes his just a little bit of a head turn right at the end there, a bit short of a length on that occasion. 2 scored.
Kyle opens the shoulders up a bit there.
Mhm.
Wanted to
Yep.
give that a bit of a hit.
He did. The guys have all seen plenty of each other at the Super League level for a number of years. Oh, that's wonderful fielding from Tom Murray. First saved the 2 and then followed up with a wonderful mid-air run-out attempt.
What are they doing here? Are they challenging? Is that the end of the over? End of the over.
It is the end of the over. I don't. Oh no, he's gone to the footage. There may no. I think there is a challenge here. It was given not out by the umpire. I think this is possibly a
Tom
case
seemed
of
to
well,
be
we have the
pretty
challenge,
sure
so
that
why
it was
not?
out.
Who seemed to think
Tom.
that? Sorry, Tom Murray. Yep, he might talk his captain into it. And we saw at the end of the Team Nicko fielding a review that was more sort of hope than anything else, but you've got the reviews. They're there for a reason. It was a great effort by Tom Murray. Not something Wazza would be used to seeing. And there you go, not out, folks. So the bat clearly over the line there. Not by much, but clear on the replay. So the not out stands, and that is the end of the over. One more to go in this pair. 67 on the board, chasing 92. They're not over the line yet, but they're looking pretty good.
Just having a look up the back at the moment, it does look like Ricey's going to put himself into bat. He's got the gloves on.
He does
He's
indeed.
got the bat in hand.
Yep.
So it looks like we might have Ty Hopes and Mark Rice.
If he does go down, they can always bring in a substitute batter, but it will be one that the fielding team can pick, and presumably they can pick anyone in the 11. Actually, that's an unexplored dilemma. We actually don't know that, do we? Normal indoor cricket, you can pick any of the 8 players to bat again if someone goes down injured, but in this format there are potentially 3 players who would not have batted at all because you can only choose 8 batters to bat. So do you choose one of the guys
That you've seen,
that you've seen, or can you choose anyone in the squad? Let's not go there until it happens.
You'll just
Right,
confuse
Nemrick.
everyone again, Stevie. So
Oh God, my nose started bleeding again. No, it's fine. I'm fine, folks. I'm fine. If you're watching at home, don't have to worry about my nose. Right, and Emmerich is bowling what I think is his 3rd over. So I think he's obviously one of the picks to bowl for. So that's out. Oh,
that is well
he's
run.
fumbled it. Yeah, very well run.
I
Good
think he
dive
would
at
have
the
been
end.
home anyway.
Yeah, okay, possibly. He's a tall lad, so a dive gets him halfway there, doesn't it? Ooh, it's a lovely shot by Kyle. Again, the angle made it look like it possibly would have been a leg side, and he's just pointing to his batting partner, side nets. And out of nowhere, they've moved the score on to 31. And a few minutes ago, they were in the low teens. Oh, that's a lovely shot. It's going to go for 3. They'll get 3 for it. Good second effort there from Tom Murray to keep that one off the back net. And that's the pair. 37 runs. Where'd that come from, Brad Phillips?
That's a solid pair there. They've got the skin.
They've got the skin. They've got the score to 82. That leaves Ty Hopes and a slightly overdone Mark Rice with the task of hitting just 11 runs. 12 for the skin. They'd obviously desperately want the skin because it puts them in a position to secure that final. Over on the MCG, Team Hully are 116 chasing 94, so you'd suggest they probably got that one in the bag as far as the win goes, but they need that 4th skin to challenge Team Nicko for a position in the finals. If they manage to get 53 runs in the final pair, so I'm going here, Brad, they will have 7 points. They will be tied with Team Nicko, and it will come down to run difference.
I'm just nodding my head and agreeing with you, Steve.
But 53's a lot to ask of the final pair from Team Hully. Let's see what Blair Oakley's got. Ty Hopes, there's 2 runs. So Blair Oakley will be your other bowler bowling 4.
Looking at this, you'd have to think that Ty Hopes and Mark Rice are going to score over more than 11 or 12 or more. So they're going to get 2 skins here, you'd think.
Yep. But
and the win with that.
Yep. But in this format of the game, that mindset of where we don't really need runs, we can just block it out. That's out.
Let's give that out.
Yeah, that was a bit lazy running there. Not as pacey as we're used to seeing from Ty Hopes. But you don't want them falling into a trap of going into their shells, because you're going to find yourself on that second ball scenario far more often than you like. You've just got to play your normal game, and you might only be chasing 12, but you still have to think, 30, 35 runs. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself having a bit of a wicket bleed here. So there's one much needed wicket to start with for Team Ryno. They're going to need a few more of those. Oh, what a lovely change up. Beautiful.
Wow.
Not only beat the edge, but beat the timing. Ty Hopes was half an hour early for tea then.
And Vinny has just taken that like it's normal.
Yep. To pace right off that. There's a quicker one there, which I think Ty was expecting. Direct hit had him. And Tom Murray knew it.
So did Ty Hopes.
Yeah,
Ty Hopes knew it as well. Had a bit of a smile.
It's like watching a Mustang race a Datsun 120Y. Isn't it? Tom Murray, the Mustang in that equation. Ty Hopes stalling halfway down the pitch. He knew he was gone, but I'll stop there. Don't knock the Datsun 120Y. I had one for years as my first car. Angus Bloxham. Oh, hang on. Now I'm confused. This is Angus's third over. Blair's had 3. So Bryden must have bowled out then. Okay. We don't know for sure, folks. If you're tuning in at home, of course, we don't, for the 16th time, have a live scorecard in front of us, so we just roll with the punches here. 2 bowlers get to bowl 4 overs. We're pretty sure Angus Bloxham has bowled at least 2 now, so this is his 3rd or possibly 4th. And a run-out opportunity here.
Well, that was very close.
We saw with Bales light up, but I couldn't tell whether that was ball hitting or Vinny's knee hitting, but no appeal. No opportunity for a run out there. Lovely down-up shot there from Mark Rice. He's taking the hammy out of the equation by hitting shots like that. He doesn't have to run anywhere near full pace. He just bangs that down and hops on the tram. Oh, it's textbook Ty Hopes there.
The tram.
Oh, just saying, like there's no urgency in the run from Mark Rice. When you hit it like that, he can just take a tram to his next stop, which is exactly what he did.
Toot toot.
Toot toot. Oh, that's gone into the fielder. Duncan Taylor, where's another one? Is he okay? He's okay. Great take by Vinny Sandhu. It's like he preempted the leg side. It wouldn't have been a plan, but he just, I don't know, he picks it up that quickly.
He knows where it's going.
And he moves like lightning and grabs it. The best pair of hands in the game, Vinny Sandhu behind it. He's done it again. That ball is given good, I think. I don't think Ty Hopes enjoyed that ball. No.
He'll be having a chat with his umpire.
Perhaps after the game, as he's paying him. Yeah. See, the ball before Vinny moved a long way. It was caught leg side, and he appeared to move almost the same amount of, the same distance to take that one down the leg side. But of course, we're at the worst possible angle to judge a leg side to a left-hander from where we're sitting right now. So we just have to trust that Waz's call is correct in that scenario, as Luke Taylor shines the ball up for Blair Oakley to bowl his, what I believe is 4th over. Is there a bowling power play left to be had?
Well, that would mean that it'd have to be the next over, unless they've called it for this one. Well, that's run out.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because the previous ball was called good, which Ty didn't like. Oh, I think Mark Rice is questioning whether that one should have been wide as well. There's a bit of discussion going on here. So it's been given out. It is not a bowling power play because they only lost 5 runs.
So it looks like it might have to be the next over. If we've missed it, Steve. Which is highly likely.
Highly likely we have missed it. Which means obviously not a lot happened, because they would have really celebrated a wicket during a bowling power play had they had one. That's going to be wide. Mark Rice will get 2 of those 5 runs back as a result.
I think Rice is going to turn around and let Woz know that he thought the one before that was like that as well.
What do you think he said? Well, I'm the one with glasses. Nearly takes off for a run, but it's something I've noticed with the more experienced, the capped players like Ty and Mark is there aren't too many communication breakdowns.
No.
Like a no is a no within a hair of a fraction of a second, and they give you nothing.
I mean, these guys know off the bat this straight away. So
yeah, they know what is and isn't a run. Or that's a no run. So
except for that one.
Oh yeah, look, but he didn't overcommit. Still 5 runs required for the win. There are 2 overs to come after this. So no need to panic, but it's second ball now, so they have to score here. Oh, doesn't
Nice
give
shot.
up. Yep.
The Datsun 120Y plays that lovely into the side net.
Oh, it's a very reliable vehicle. Like I said, 20 years that car ran. I didn't have all 20 of it.
It'd be vintage now, wouldn't it?
Oh, I'm sure it's a fork or something now. It's being re-engineered into something else. But I drove that thing until it was puff and smoke out the back. I mean, this thing was 3 packs a day by the time it died. Sold it for $50 for some guy, and then a year later at university, I see the same car driving around. The guy had done it up. He put a new engine in or something. He just kept on going. So wonderful cars. Don't make them anymore, of course.
Angus
bowling out. And I didn't even hear whether this was a bowling power play. We'll find out in a minute, because it's going to be very costly if there's a wicket that ensues.
Let's see. Yes, there's the power play.
It's a batting power play.
Yeah.
Of course. They haven't taken the batting power play, so 4 runs. Thing is, they don't need to go for any runs here. They just need to
Do exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, just 5 balls for 2 is 20 runs. Game over. So clearly we've missed the bowling power play.
It's been very unlike us today.
It has. Just a single there, which will be doubled up for a 2.
Watching Ricey run through there with the dodgy hammy and the bad knee.
Yeah, Ty really sold him up the river on that occasion. He's just, he's wincing. He doesn't like it. It might cost him a place in the final, that rush single.
Look at that.
He's going to have to run here as well.
6 runs.
He should just be tucking it around the corner and running to the non-danger end. But 6 runs, 6 valuable runs, puts them comfortably ahead now, 106 to 92. And if you remember Brad Phillips, towards the end of Team Ryno's innings, they were over 100 and lost a few wickets in that final over. So this could come back to bite them. Not that it actually matters, because as I said earlier, they are in the grand final no matter what happens from here. And the other game has finished, and I haven't seen what happened in that final skin, whether they got it or not. So you would think Team Nicko, with this last skin here, already in the bag in the game, 16 runs ahead with an over to go, it's probably all they wrote. And unless Team Hully chase down that final skin of 52, should be a foregone conclusion. In fact, I can find out right now just by reloading the ladder, and it looks like they didn't. So Team Nicko here, as long as they get the win and the 2 skins, they'll finish on 13 points, and we'll meet Team Hully, Team Ryno in the final. Team Ryno will overtake Team Hully. In fact, we'll have 2 teams on 13 and 1 team on 12.
So we're going to have Team Ryno play Team Nicko. So a repeat of this one here?
Repeat of this game, it would appear at this stage. Team Ryno narrowly missing out by 1 point. Unless we see an absolute brain fade here. Of course, we forgot to welcome Cam Fawcett to the crease. He's bowling out his second over here, coming around the wicket. 3 balls to go. Very capable bowler, Cam Fawcett's had a good tournament so far. Called good. Mark Price can't believe it.
Been a bit upset with Woz today, hasn't
I don't see why he's upset in the state that the game's in at the moment. Nothing matters at this point. There's 2 balls to go. The result cannot change either way. That's called good. That's called good. And he hasn't even bothered to run with your leg like that. Why would you? We have a Super Ball situation now. Again, the buffer is 13 runs, so if they get out, they'll lose 10 runs, they'll win the game, they'll win the skin, they'll be in the final. It shouldn't matter. But do Team Ryno attempt the no ball, run out, bowl, re-bowl scenario? It's very, very rare in cricket that you see it. But for those perhaps new to the game, you can be given out off a no ball if you are run out. You can't be bowled, you can't be caught, you can't be stumped unless you make no attempt to come back in. And Mark Rice has come off injured.
And Ty Hopes is on the ground.
Oh, I think he's just redoing his...
What's he done?
Oh, you're right. Himself. I beg your pardon. It is Ty Hopes that's gone down. They've called for the physio, Andy Bottega, to jump on and just see what's going on here, folks. We'll try and get an update as to the condition of Ty Hopes. We thought it might have been Mark Rice hobbling off there for some reason. Of course, it wasn't Mark that ran that run. It was Ty.
Tell you what, if he's no good, that's going to make a big change in the final.
Yeah, that's one of your 4-over bowlers out. Now, fortunately, as I said, they do have a physio on their team, Andy Bottega, who is, if anyone's going to get him back on the pitch, it'll be Andy.
I am questioning your reference to a 120Y now. It looks like it's broken down.
It has. The gasket's gone. He's got a flat tyre. They weren't pumped up that well to begin with, but that gives you better traction, I hear. See, we're see if we can get one of the teammates over to tell us what's going on.
Is Ricey...
What's he done? Anyone know what's going on? No? Just waiting for an update. We're not quite sure. There's only one ball to go in the game. I wonder if there may be a discussion just to have a courtesy. We'll call it right here and now, but they may as well just let the bowling team bowl out while Ty stands there. He's up and walking around, folks. That's a good sign.
He's alive.
He's alive. Andy Bottega out with the push start has got him back on the track. Mark Rice is in discussion with Blair Oakley. Looks like we're just going to finish it off here. I don't think technically Ty is on strike though, because
no, they had to run. They had to run.
Yeah, but because they didn't, he would have been given out. Actually, here's an interesting scenario. What's supposed to happen here? Mark Rice didn't leave his crease on a third ball.
Second ball.
Well, sorry, yes, second ball, which is actually the fourth ball he over. But let's not go into that. And he was given out third ball, but second ball by the umpire, which normally you don't change ends for unless you have attempted to take off. For example, a hesitation doesn't mean you change strike, but yes, as suspected, Ty Hopes has been sent back to...
Ricey will just block this one out.
Oh, I'd like to see him go for it. We're here for entertainment, folks. Let's get a chant going. Ricey, Ricey, Ricey.
Well left.
That was as boring as...
Over in game.
Rice. He lived up to his name on that occasion. Mark Rice just lets that last one go. He wasn't going to risk injury to any player on the field, so probably wise in the end, but, you know, I think we just lost our sponsors. No, we didn't, folks. I'm just kidding, of course. Coke, fantastic sponsor of today's event, the 2023 Indoor Bash. I'm Stevie Howe, joined by Brad Phillips. That was the end of the round robin part of the competition, the match between Team Ryno and Team Nicko, going the way of Team Nicko, and with the scores all loaded in now, we can tell you that Team Ryno has finished on top of the ladder with 14 points. They got 2 skins out of that. Team Nicko and Team Hully, I beg your pardon, have tied on 13 points apiece. Now, Team Nicko, according to runs for and against, have finished in front. It's an awkward situation because we don't have bylaws for this format to dictate whether that is a deciding factor or whether it needs to go back on wickets, but it would look at this preliminary level that it's Team Nicko versus Team Ryno for the grand final. Team Hully missing out by the narrowest of margin. Team Fonts going down in all 3 matches, finish on a score of 2 points, probably coming from 2 skins. So we'll just have a look at that last game between Team Hully and Team Fonts to see how that last pair went down. That would be that one there. So chasing 94, they actually did chase down the last skin. They got 57, making it a 7-zip win and giving them every chance of making the final. Of course, they needed Team Nicko to either lose one of those last 2 skins, and it was 57 runs by Jacob Johnson and Steve Russell. Of course, who else would you expect? Josh Fontana going for 21, Ethan Benton for 20 runs respectively off their final overs, leaving the door open, giving them a chance. But Jay, based on what we've seen today, it would appear that it's going to be a repeat of the final match here on the WACA in about 20 minutes' time between Team Nicko and Team Ryno. Bradley Phillips, thank you very much for your company today on the microphone. It's been a thriller.
Thanks, Stevie.
Excellent, folks. We'll be back here in 20 minutes for the grand final. We look forward to your company then.